Guys,
Yes.
Yes.
I just want to let everybody know we had to go live on YouTube, okay? We're not live on TV yet,
Okay.
okay? Thank you.
Do we get royalties for being live on YouTube?
How do I, oh, I have to make that quiet on mute. Okay. We should be okay. I'll say we won't start earlier than that because Debbie clearly hasn't even signed on yet. Okay. Yeah, please do that. Okay. Thank you. Just text me. I got my phone right in front of me. Thank you. Bye, honey.
Oh, God.
Okay, my brother.
We're having a little problem with Commissioner Dominic's computer. IT is here now to fix it. So we'll
Okay.
need a couple minutes, okay?
Okay.
Yep.
How you making out? Good, good, thanks. How's your family doing? Everybody good? Yeah. Staying healthy and well. Trying to. Interesting times, isn't it?
That's just when you think things are normal.
That's it. Stay well. Thanks.
You'll be on the call, right?
Yeah, I'll be on.
Should be about 30 seconds, Tracy.
I'm letting her in.
Okay. Oh,
There we go.
Hi.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you guys hear me?
yes, we can.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I have to turn my volume up though. Where the heck is that? I think it's right here. This isn't a very flattering angle. I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay. Frank, don't look so happy.
Who, me? Yeah. Ready to roll. I hate seeing myself on TV or a camera.
And they have people coming around the office. Hi, PJ.
Commissioner, how are you today?
I'm good. Haven't seen you in a while. Staying healthy.
How are you, Brian?
Up and running, buddy.
Tracy, quick question.
Yeah.
How do I get, I have like Jerry, PJ, should I see everybody at one time? Is that blue arrow up top? I have like 4 of us across the top there.
And then the person, yeah, one person on the big screen. Is that how it's supposed to?
There's a gallery up in the right-hand side that you click.
Oh, there you go.
I got it. There we go. Thank you.
Mhm. Yeah, maybe it could be done now.
Who are we waiting for, Brian?
You, to start the meeting. Call to order.
Okay. All right, if we could ask Commissioner Dominic, you want to lead us in the pledge? It's behind me, the flag. Okay. Pledge allegiance.
To the flag
To the
of the United States of America,
And
to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. We'll call this April 15th meeting to order. I would look for a motion to approve the minutes of the last meeting.
I'll make that motion.
I will second that.
On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, opportunity for the public to address the board, agenda items only.
Trace, did we receive any emails?
We have not.
Okay. If there's anyone that wants to send anything in during the meeting, they can email hartet@lackawannacounty.org.
Thank
And that
you.
will be used at the end of the meeting.
Okay. Ordinances, second reading. 200072.
Yes, Mr. Commissioner. Ordinance, this is the second reading of ordinance 266, an ordinance, it's amending ordinance 239, creating and establishing the Lackawanna County Land Bank. Whereas the Lackawanna County Board of Commissioners established the Lackawanna County Land Bank by ordinance number 239, which was adopted and approved on June 17th, 2015. And whereas the establishing ordinance provided for membership on the board to include the Transportation Planning Manager for Lackawanna County Planning and Economic Development Office. And whereas the Board of Commissioners desires to amend the establishing ordinance to provide for the appointment of a designee of the Lackawanna County Planning and Economic Development Office to be appointed by the Board of Commissioners. And whereas the Board of Commissioners believe it's in the best interest of Lackawanna County to amend the establishing ordinance as set forth herein. Now therefore, the Board of Commissioners of the County of Lackawanna hereby ordains as follows. Section 1, that section 3.3b of the Lackawanna County Ordinance 239 is hereby amended to read as follows. A designee of the Lackawanna County Planning and Economic Development Office to be appointed by the Board of Commissioners. Section 2, that section 3.4 of Lackawanna County Ordinance 239 is hereby amended to read as follows. Term of board members. After expiration of the terms of the initial at-large board members, the term of office for appointed members of the Board of Directors of the Lackawanna County Land Bank shall be for 5 years. The county commissioner or their designee member of the Board of Directors of the Land Bank shall serve until the end of their term of office, and the designee from the County Department of Planning and Economic Development shall serve so long as they hold the position with the county or is replaced by the Board of Commissioners. Section 3, all of the provisions of Lackawanna County Ordinance 239 shall remain in force and effect. Section 4, if any section, clause, provision, or portion of this ordinance shall be held to be invalid or unconstitutional by any court of competent jurisdiction, such decision shall not affect any other section, clause, provision, or portion of this ordinance, which shall remain in full force and effect. Section 5, this ordinance shall be effective 10 days after adoption. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on April 15th, 2020. Mr. Chairman, to speak on this would be Mr. Frederickson.
Thank you, Chief of Staff. Yeah, basically this ordinance is taking out the planning director that was designated in the past under the original ordinance to sit on the land bank. And it's going to allow for the commissioners to appoint a designee from the Office of Planning and Economic Development to sit on the board. And of course, they'll serve at the discretion of the Board of Commissioners.
Mr. Chairman.
I would accept the motion to approve this on the question.
For that, Jerry?
I second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Resolutions 20083, approving current payables.
Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby approve the following payables. Lackawanna County General Fund numbers 2988975-301667, inclusive, totaling $15,463,087.80. Electronic fund transfers, including all payroll accounts, totaling $16,103,058.43. Adopted at a regular board meeting of the Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on April 15th, 2020.
Okay, at this point, we'd like to accept the motion approving the payables.
I'll make the motion.
On the question,
I'll second that.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, resolution 20085, ratifying.
I'm sorry, Chief, Brian, did we vote on the prior ordinance? The 0072, did we all vote aye?
The 239 ordinance that was now 266?
The 0072, the payables.
Yes, Commissioner, we did.
Yes.
I wasn't sure if we skipped that. I apologize. All right.
20085, ratifying and extending the declaration of a disaster emergency. Whereas on March 16th, 2020, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County did issue a declaration of disaster emergency in Lackawanna County in response to the COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic. And whereas the declaration on March 16, 2020 was to remain in effect for a period of 30 days or until rescinded or extended. And whereas the Board of Commissioners believe it is in the best interest of the residents of Lackawanna County to extend the declaration until May 15th, 2020, in light of the continuing COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic. Now, therefore, we, the undersigned Commissioners of Lackawanna County, pursuant to provisions of 7501 of the Emergency Services Act and 1.3-302T of the Lackawanna County Home Rule Charter, do hereby ratify the declaration of a disaster emergency of March 16th, 2020, and do hereby declare the existence of an emergency existed on March 16th, 2020, and continues to exist in Lackawanna County. And further, we do hereby extend the March 16th, 2020 declaration of a disaster emergency in Lackawanna County until May 15th, 2020, or until rescinded or extended by the Board of Commissioners. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on April 15th, 2020. Commissioners, this is just an extension of the existing emergency. You can talk with Frank and or Don about the actual language in it.
Yeah, Commissioners, as you're aware, the county, you guys did declare an emergency back on March 16th under the Emergency Services Act, which was allowed. We are now ratifying that at a public meeting, but we're also going to extend this because the March 16th emergency declaration will expire, I believe, today's the 15th. So this will extend it for an additional month through May 15th of 2020. As we know, the pandemic is continuing. We can see it daily in the newspaper and on the local news stations.
Okay, sounds good.
I'll accept the motion ratifying the declaration.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Resolution 200090.
Appointing a successor paying agent for the general obligation bonds. A resolution of the Board of Commissioners of the County of Lackawanna, Pennsylvania, appointing a successor paying agent for the general obligation notes Series D of 2008 and Series A of 2009 general obligation bonds, and the Series B of 2010 general obligation bonds, respectively. Whereas pursuant to an ordinance enacted on August 27, 2008, the Board of Commissioners of the county heretofore authorized the issuance and sale of the above described Series D notes to refinance certain county debt and to finance certain county capital projects. And whereas pursuant to an ordinance enacted on April 21st, 2009, the Board of Commissioners of the county heretofore authorized the issuance and sale of the above described general obligation bonds, Series A bonds, to refinance certain county debt and to finance certain county capital projects. And whereas pursuant to an ordinance enacted on May 26, 2010, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County heretofore authorized the issuance and sale of the above described Series B general obligation bonds to refinance certain county debt and to finance certain county capital projects. Whereas Community Bank National Association, First Liberty Bank and Trust was selected as the paying agent for the herein referenced bonds and notes. And whereas the adopting ordinances provided the appointment of a successor paying agents by a resolution of the Board of Commissioners. And whereas the paying agent has notified the county that their banking establishment will no longer be providing these services and requesting that the county appoint a successor paying agent for these open bonds and notes. And whereas due to the foregoing, the Board of Commissioners of the county has determined that it is appropriate to appoint a successor paying agent for the herein referenced open bonds and notes. Now, therefore, be it and hereby is resolved by an affirmative vote of the majority of all members of the County Commissioners of Lackawanna County as follows. Number one, Fidelity Deposit and Discount Bank of Dunmore, Pennsylvania is hereby appointed as the successor paying agent for the Series D of 2008 general obligation notes of Lackawanna County. And number two, Fidelity Deposit and Discount Bank of Dunmore, Pennsylvania is hereby appointed as the successor paying agent for the Series A 2009 general obligation bonds of Lackawanna County. And number three, the Fidelity Deposit and Discount Bank of Dunmore is hereby appointed as the successor paying agent of the Series B of 2010 general obligation bonds of Lackawanna County. And four, the designated officers are further authorized and directed to undertake and perform or cause to be undertaken or performed all such ordinary duties of the county which may be necessary or useful to implement the actions contemplated by this resolution. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on April 15th, 2020. Mr. Chairman, the speaker on that is Attorney Ruggiero and CFO Tom Durkin.
As indicated by Chief of Staff Jeffers, this is simply a function of substituting a successor payee agent as we're required to do by law on the three outstanding bonds that Mr. Jeffers indicated. Community Bank, who is our present payee agent, Mr. Mastucci is his name, he's retiring. So as a result, Community Bank is no longer going to be acting as payee agent, not just with regards to Lackawanna County's bonds, but to any others as well. They're just simply getting out of the payee agent business. So as a result, we're just simply substituting Fidelity Bank as our payee agent on those three bonds. Fidelity Bank is already our existing payee agent on a number of bonds, most notably our 2020, I think it's Series A bonds. If anyone has any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Mr. Durkin, anything to add to that?
I have nothing to add. Well stated, Frank.
Okay.
Thanks,
thank
Tom.
you. On that, I would accept the motion to approve the resolution 200090.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Resolution 200073.
Authorizing the readoption and implementation of the Section 3 plan, whereas the United States Congress passed Section 3 of the Housing and Urban Development Act of 1968 as amended to further the goal of ensuring that federal funds benefit the residents of projects fully funded wholly or in part by federal programs receiving funds from the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development. And whereas Part 135 of Section 3 is to establish the standards and procedures to be followed to ensure that the objectives of Section 3 are met. And whereas the Lackawanna County Department of Economic Development has developed a Section 3 plan in adherence to Title 24 of the Housing and Urban Development Code of Federal Regulations, Part 135, Economic Opportunities for Low or Very Low Income Persons, that comprehensively addresses the standards and procedures as prescribed in the Act. Now therefore be it resolved that the County of Lackawanna hereby authorizes the readoption and implementation of this Section 3 plan to ensure compliance with federal and state law. And be it further resolved that the compliance manager with the Department of Economic Development is hereby designated as the Section 3 compliance officer for Lackawanna County. Adopted at a regular board meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on April 15th, 2020. Mr. Chairman, here to speak on that is Director Sacco.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. This is part of the annual plans and policies that are required by the CDBG program. We readopt these plans every year and we ensure that they are implemented according to the Section 3 plan. Again, it just states that Lackawanna County will comply with Section 3 in its own operations and ensure compliance in the operations of its contractors when the activity relates to a Section 3 covered project. Again, preference must be given to hiring low and very low income persons and or businesses. And we always adopt an officer that will help administer that plan. Any questions?
None for me.
On that note, accept the motion to accept 200073.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it. On the question?
Sorry, I seconded. I was on mute.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Resolution 200082.
Designating a fair housing officer, whereas in accordance with Community Development Block Grant Program regulations, the County of Lackawanna passed a fair housing resolution on April 22nd, 1986, as amended on April 11th, 1989, and readopted on November 15th, 2017, to provide notice to the public real estate owners, developers, and builders of under the Pennsylvania Human Relations 1968 that Lackawanna who feel that they have been race, color, religion, ancestry, sex, national origin, handicap, disability, or familiar status to seek equity under federal and state laws by filing a complaint with the Pennsylvania Human Relations Commission and the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County do hereby designate the Labor Compliance Officer of Lackawanna County Department of Economic Development as the Fair Housing Officer of Lackawanna County, held on April 15th, 2020. Mr. Chairman, here to speak on that is Director Sacco.
Hello again. This is another plan that is required by the CDBG program to be adopted annually. The Fair Housing Resolution states that Lackawanna County, again, will comply with the Fair Housing Act and will assist in protecting people from discrimination when they are renting, buying, or securing financing for any housing. And we also designate an officer to ensure that this plan is being administered properly, and that is our Labor Compliance Officer. Any questions?
I don't have any.
Nope, I'm good, thank you.
Okay, I'll accept a motion to approve resolution.
I'll make that motion.
2002. Okay,
Second,
on the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, resolution 200074.
Entering into a cooperation agreement with Jefferson Township. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of the County of Lackawanna is hereby authorized to enter into a cooperation agreement with the Township of Jefferson for the Jefferson Township Perry Road Pavement Restoration Project. Be it further resolved that the Board of Commissioners of the County of Lackawanna does hereby award the following community development block grant construction contract for the Township of Jefferson, Jefferson Township Perry Road Pavement Restoration Project. Item 1, general construction. 2, Waco Construction Company, 198 O'Connell Road, Waymore, Pennsylvania, the lowest, most responsible and qualified bidder for $60,931.96. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on April 15th, 2020. Mr. Chairman, to speak on that is also Director Sacco.
These are standard required agreements for the CDBG program, and the resolution states that the county is entering into the cooperation agreement with Jefferson Township and the contractor agreement with Waco Construction, again for the Jefferson Township Perry Road Pavement Restoration Project for $60,931.96. Questions?
I'd like to accept a motion for the approval of 20074.
I'll make that motion.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Commissioner Dominic? Aye. You're muting.
Aye. Sorry, I had you on mute and I didn't know it. I apologize.
Okay. Resolution 20075.
Entering into a cooperation agreement with German Borough. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of the County of Lackawanna is hereby authorized to enter into a cooperation agreement with the Borough of German for the German Delaware Street Drainage Improvement Project. Be it further resolved that the Board of Commissioners of the County of Lackawanna does hereby award the following community development block grant construction contract for the Borough of German Borough Delaware Street Drainage Improvement Project. Item 1, general construction. 2, Andrew Baldwin Construction LLC, 333 Whitmore Avenue, Mayfield, Pennsylvania. The lowest, most responsible and qualified bidder for $88,650. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on April 15th, 2020. Mr. Chairman, here to speak on that is also Director Sacco.
Again, standard agreements required by the CDBG program. This is for German Borough, and the resolution states that the county will enter into the cooperation agreement with the German Borough and also a contractor agreement with Andrew Baldwin Construction. And this is for the German Borough Delaware Street Drainage Improvement Project for $88,650. Questions?
At that point, I'd like to accept the motion to approve 0075.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Resolution 20084.
Approving the Home Program Grant Cooperation Agreement. Approving the Home Program Grant Cooperation Agreement as required by the Department of Community and Economic Development, Pennsylvania, on behalf of the Scranton-Lackawanna Resources Development Corporation for the Grace Street Apartments project. Whereas Lackawanna County is interested in promoting economic development and revitalization within Lackawanna County, and whereas the home applicant is desirous of obtaining funds from DCED for affordable housing activities fundable under Title II of the National Affordable Housing Act of 1990, and whereas the home program requires that a cooperation agreement be approved by both Lackawanna County and the Scranton-Lackawanna Resources Development Corporation to detail the individual responsibilities under this grant program. And whereas Lackawanna County has sponsored a grant application to the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development through the Home Grant Program on behalf of the Scranton-Lackawanna Resources Development Corporation to assist with the renovation of the Grace Street Apartments, 119121 Grace Street, Old Forge, PA, 18518, in the amount of $750,000. And now therefore be it resolved that a housing need exists that has been identified in the local or state consolidated plan, and the proposed housing activity addresses this need. And be it further resolved that the home applicant has conducted the required citizen participation process, and the home applicant will ensure the provision of all the other necessary funds to make the activity feasible, and that the home applicant will reimburse the Commonwealth for any expenditures found by DCED to be ineligible. And be it further resolved, Lackawanna County hereby authorizes the chairman of the Lackawanna County Board of Commissioners to sign all documents and accept any awards, if approved, related to this home program grant. Adopted at a regular board meeting of the County Commissioners held on April 15th, 2020. Mr. Chairman, here to speak on that is Director Sacco.
This resolution is approving a required home program cooperation agreement between Lackawanna County and the Scranton-Lackawanna Resource Development Corporation, and it details the individual responsibilities of each party under the grant program. And again, it is for a multifamily apartment complex on Grace Street in Old Forge. Any questions?
Any other questions for Brenda?
None.
I'd accept the motion for 20084.
Make a motion for that.
I'll second.
And the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Brenda.
Thanks,
Thank
Brenda.
you. Have a good day.
You too.
Yeah, you're done for this round, huh, Brenda?
I am. I'm done. Bye.
Bye.
See you,
Aye.
Brenda. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Resolution 20080.
Authorizing the submission of a library grant. Be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby authorize the submission of the Keystone Grant for Public Library Facilities application by the Lackawanna County Library System on behalf of the Abington Community Library, and does hereby authorize the Chief of Staff to execute the application. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on April 15th, 2020. Mr. Chairman, here to speak on that is Ms. Mary Garm.
Good morning, Commissioners. The Lackawanna County Library System is submitting an application for a grant from the Keystone Recreation Parks and Conservation Fund on behalf of the Abington Community Library. Keystone requires that grant applications be a partnership between the municipality, in this case Lackawanna County, and the library system. The grant will, and the county is considered the lead applicant on the application. The grant will be for a project that will develop a kitchen for the library's community room, and it will be used for instruction and in-depth nutrition and food-related programming for the public. To complete that renovation, we have received a total project cost of $98,300. The grant would cover 50% of the project cost, if indeed it is successful, and that would be $49,150. The Abington Community Library has raised and put aside funds for the remaining 50% of the project. We are excited about this project. It will be our first teaching and demonstration kitchen in a Lackawanna County library. We have done a lot of food-related programming at our libraries, and this will really give us an opportunity to enhance that and encourage the public to look at healthy eating and to learn how to do that. Is there any questions?
for Mary?
No.
Yes.
No, Mary, great job.
Well, thank you. I am available for any taste testing once you.
We'll let you know. Yeah.
Sounds-
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
I'll second that.
On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thanks, Mayor, again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Resolution 200081.
Accepting the proposal from Two-Way Communications and Vesta Solutions Incorporated. Be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby accept the proposal from Two-Way Communications and Vesta Solutions Incorporated for Lackawanna County 911 emergency services, which will identify all hardware, equipment, software licensing, professional services, and ongoing support needed to ensure successful deployment. 911 will be receiving hardware and software to enable call processing of emergency and non-emergency calls with full redundancy without the expense of a back-end call processing server. One-year agreement to include maintenance, support, and monitoring of the equipment by Two-Way Communications and Vesta, with the cost not to exceed $1,073,333.40. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on April 15th, 2020. Mr. Chairman, here to speak on that is our 911 Director, David Hahn.
Good morning, everybody. This is a resolution for the implementation of a brand new 911 phone service, a brand new 911 system that we discussed earlier. It's going to replace the system we have now, which is coming up on end of life. So this will also this will bring us up to date in technology as 911 goes, and this is also supported 100% by PEMA. So this does not cost the county any money. It's part of a 15% project, a 15% project from PEMA.
Okay, does anyone have any other questions for Dave Hahn?
I don't.
At that point, I'd accept the motion to approve this.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Resolution 200089.
Accepting the proposal from Essential Management Solutions for 911. Be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby accept the proposal from Essential Management Solutions, LLC, for the project management of the CPE implementation support for the Department of Emergency Services NE Core project, adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on April 15th, 2020. Mr. Chairman, here to speak on that is also 911 Director David Hahn.
Okay, once again, this is an agreement between our Essential Management Solutions, our consultants, to oversee the project of the implementation of the brand new 911 phone system, and also that includes the connection between us and Monroe County, which that's how the system would work. So they will be if approved, they will be overseeing the project from the very beginning to the very end.
And this does not cost the county anything, Dave.
This does not cost the county anything, correct? This is all through FEMA money.
Anyone have any other questions for Dave?
Nope.
Okay. Accept the motion to approve the resolution.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, resolution 200086.
Accepting the proposal from Geograph IT for emergency services. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby accept the proposal from Geograph IT for Emergency Services Department for the GIS Data Gap Analysis Project to fix issues and errors with the address points, road centerline, and ESZ boundary layers. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on April 15th, 2020. Mr. Chairman, here to speak on that once again is 911 Director David Hahn.
Okay, this is with Geographic, which is the agency that works on our GIS programs. This is again funded by the state. The state is paying for this to be, so we have all our corrections made through our GIS system. Many years of errors, and so they want it all fixed so the state can use it also. So they're paying for the they're paying for this also. This comes out of a FEMA money, a grant that we applied for. So we did get a grant for $188,300 for this project.
Anyone have any questions for Director Hahn? No? Okay.
Nope, thanks Dave for all that hard work.
At this point, I would accept
Welcome,
the
sir.
motion to approve.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks, Dave. And resolution 200087.
Accepting the quote from Essential Management Solutions Incorporated, be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby accept the quote from Essential Management Solutions Incorporated for project management for the GIS address point and the road centerline error resolution project. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on April 15th, 2020. Mr. Chairman, once again, Director Hahn will speak on this.
Okay, again, this is our Essential Management Solutions, who are consultants on the GIS services. They will provide a specialist to make sure that Geographic and our gentlemen that we all sit together and we do this project properly and make sure it's done to the state's certification or the state's mandation. So we don't have any issues going forward. So that's what this is for, and this also would be paid for through FEMA money.
Okay, anyone have any questions for Director Hahn?
No.
At that point, accept the motion approving 20087.
Make that motion.
I'll second.
On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, resolution 200088.
Accepting the quote from the APCO Institute, be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby accept the quote from APCO Institute Training and Certification for the Department of Emergency Services for the CAD system training for EMS, fire, police, and dispatchers. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on April 15th, 2020. Once again, Director Hahn.
Okay, once again, this is a software program that would be installed at the Lackawanna County 911 Center, and it is a software program that allows the dispatcher to pull up certain fire cards, police cards, and/or EMS cards to ask the proper questions, and it also integrates with our CAD system. So that's it's an approved program by APCO Institute, Police Chiefs Association, and so forth. So we did apply for it along with several other counties, and we received a grant through FEMA, Lackawanna, and also other counties for this program. So this costs the county nothing again.
Anyone have any other questions for Director Hahn?
I'm good.
At that point, I'd accept the motion 200088.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
On the question, All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Director Hahn, you've been a very busy guy this afternoon or this morning with us, and I request that you would stick around for a little while because I'd like you to speak to the public of Lackawanna County a little bit after this. Okay.
No problem, Commissioner.
Thank
No
you.
problem.
Okay. Enter into a resolution 200076.
Entering into a reimbursement agreement, be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby enter into a reimbursement agreement for the Archibald Goers Hill Bridge Replacement Project. And the Board of Commissioners does hereby authorize the Chairman of the Board of Commissioners, the Deputy Director of Purchasing, and/or the Deputy Director of Roads and Bridges to electronically approve the online reimbursement agreements and required exhibits for the same project through PennDOT's Engineering and Construction Management System. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County, held on April 15th, 2020. Here to speak on that is the county's engineer, David Johns.
Good morning, Commissioners. This reimbursement agreement through PennDOT will provide 95% reimbursement for the Goers Hill Bridge over White Oak Run in Archibald. So again, it's a 95% reimbursement through PennDOT.
Does anyone have any questions for Mr. Johns?
No,
No.
Want to accept the motion on 20076?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
On the question? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay. Resolution carries. Motion 200077.
Commissioners, this is the motion to award the Loop Road paving project to the lowest and most responsible bidder, E.R. Lindy Construction Corporation, for $512,894.05. Here to speak on that, once again, is Mr. Johns.
Again, Commissioners, this is a project to mill and resurface Loop Road in Dunmore and Troop. This is in the Keystone Industrial Park. It's approximately about a mile, and it extends from from Keystone Industrial Park Road to the approximate National Book area, and it's in much need of repair. And again, it's for E.R. Lindy Corporation.
Anyone have any questions for Mr. Johns?
And
No,
Dave-
Dave, these are the projects, am I correct, Dave? These are the projects we had talked about a week or two ago that we had approved because of the timeframes?
Correct, Frank. These are their three paving projects we had discussed. Actually, it was back in March.
Yeah, just so the commissioners are aware, so resolution 200076, which you've just voted on, the reimbursement agreement, as well as the three motions, the one that Commissioner Notoriani just raised, as well as the two additional ones. I had spoken with the commissioners previously, as well as our county engineers, and I had approved those about 2 weeks or so ago under our emergency declaration because of the reimbursement provision with PennDOT with regard to the Goers Hill Bridge draft, because of course we didn't want to lose the reimbursement, as well as the awarding of the bids that you're now ratifying. Our county engineers had gone through those bids, had met with the respective bidders, and had vetted those and had produced those to us so that we did not lose any time in this project or any of these projects. I did approve those previously. I know I spoke with the commissioners. I think I spoke with Mr. Jeffers as well. So just so the commissioners are clear, we're essentially ratifying that which has already occurred.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Mr. Johns? That point, I accept the motion to approve 200077.
Make that motion.
I'll second it.
On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. Motion 200078.
Commissioners, this is a motion to award the Archibald Main Street paving project to the lowest and most responsible bidder, American Asphalt Paving, for $269,400. Once again, Mr. Johns will speak on this.
Good morning, Commissioners. Again, this is a project to mill and resurface Main Street in Archibald, approximately from Gilmartin Street, heading approximately about a half-mile north. Again, this is for American Asphalt for $269,400.
Any other questions for Mr. Johns? At that point, we'd accept the motion on 200078 to approve.
I'll make the motion.
Second that.
On the question, all in favor? Aye. Okay, resolution 20079.
Commissioners, this is our final resolution of the day. That's the motion to award the Underwood Road paving project to the lowest, most responsible bidder, American Asphalt Paving, for $506,800. Finally, once again, Mr. Johns will speak on this.
Good morning, Commissioners. Once again, this is a project. It's milling and resurfacing of Underwood Road in the Oliphant Troop area. And basically, it extends from Spartan Drive through East Lackawanna, and there are sections of full depth of repair. Again, this is a motion for American Asphalt at $506,800.
Any other questions for Mr. John?
No?
Going to accept the motion, the motion to approve 20079.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, at this point, it might be interesting because we're not at a normal public meeting. So, opportunity for the public to address the board.
Tracy, do we have any questions?
We received one. Thanks, Dave.
Thank you very much, Commissioners.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you, Tracy.
Bye.
Thanks, Dave. Take care.
Okay, we just received one from a gentleman from Dalton. His name is Michael Sinkovich. Forgive me if I am not pronouncing the last name properly. Says, Dear Lackawanna County Commissioners, have you or do you plan on extending the payment period of the Lackawanna County real estate taxes at face value for the residents of the county?
We'll address that in a minute. Commissioners, other business. We do have a plan in place. Chief Jeffers will explain it further. Right now, though, I would like to, if start with the commissioners, other business, if we could get to ask Dave Hahn to address the general public, Lackawanna County, on the situation with the emergency. David?
Okay, am I back on, Trace?
Yes.
Okay. So, good morning, everybody. And I'd just like to say that this is a very unusual circumstance, especially as being the emergency service director for Lackawanna County. It's something I've never dealt with in my life, and I'm sure it's something that nobody dealt with in their life here. But a pandemic, it was very nerve-wracking when it first started. None of us really knew what to do or where to go at that point, but we started immediately by making sure we put it on the website, all information that was coming from the state, the CDC, and what have you, any other forms of information we could receive. Myself and Chief Jeffers immediately got in contact with each other and stayed in contact from the day one on. We probably talk about 5 times a day, at least. We also set up, we initially did a deployment of PPE immediately. As soon as we can get it together, we did an implementation of a deployment of PPE to all police, fire, and EMS agencies that wanted something, which is everybody at the first issuance. We did, so far, we've done 4 issuance of PPE from our location here in Jessup for all first responders. That's to include, so far to date, we have issued 32,795 masks, 3,950 surgical masks, 46,500 pair of gloves, 2,040 bottles of hand sanitizer, 1,190 PPE suits, 300 gowns, 345 face shields, and tomorrow, in conjunction, Friday, in conjunction with the DA's office, we will be issuing another a fifth issuance to first police officers and fire departments. On Friday, we received 700 gallons of surface sanitizer for first responders. So we're going to be issuing that, along with the district attorney's office is going to be issuing some PPE to the police departments also. So up to date, we have really, one thing I'd like to say about my department, and it's we all came together very quickly, and this is certainly a team effort up here. We worked very hard from the beginning until today still. We attend numerous phone calls. We've assisted other counties. We've assisted 17 healthcare facilities within Lackawanna County for PPE. We have, again, all the first responders who we're responsible for have received PPE, enough probably to handle them until our next issuance, which is probably late this week or early next week. We may be getting another truck full from PEMA, which comes from basically the national stockpile. So we are, we did put another order in, and we wait on how that comes. We are a level 2. Level one is the healthcare facilities and the hospitals, and we're level 2, which is the first responders, and level 3 is anybody else. So we are on a list, and we are receiving at least about every 2 weeks, I guess, we're getting some type of supplies from the state. We do stay in touch. Again, every Friday we have a conference call. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday we have a conference call with the Department of Health, which we are working hand in hand with very closely. We also have a COVID-19 staff meeting here at the Comm Center every Monday, and we could carry on whatever happens for the week. And again, this is a very fluid and moving situation, so every day changes on us, kind of. But we are adapting very well to any changes which occur. And I hope that the first responders are pleased with the quickness and how we got the equipment out to them, because I think talking to other counties, we were way ahead of the game, and I attribute that to my staff up here. We really went on the proactive and not the reactive mode. So I truly believe in being proactive. Anything like this happens, and that's what we did. So again, I'm very proud to be the emergency service director for Lackawanna County. During this, we are really working very well with all the departments in the county and with the state, and we're moving. And like I said, every day it's changing on us. So we're here, we're working, we're here 24/7. We're here every day. I have people on weekends working, make sure that we don't miss a day where something happens or something's needed. As soon as we get some supplies in, we get it out, and we keep requesting what we can. So I don't know what else to say other than that, folks, but we're way ahead of the game, I think, and hopefully our numbers start going down.
Thank you, Dave.
I'd just like to say David and his staff has done an outstanding job. I really do believe because of the initial distribution of PPE to all the first responders in this area who have had to go out. They have to go out every day and take them individuals from their homes in ambulances. Police have to enter homes. Without the PPE, we may have had a lot more individuals on our front lines with the virus, and I really attribute that to David and his staff to getting the stuff to them immediately, because our first responders are exactly that, and they take really good care of all of us, and they need to be taken care of out on the streets. And David was, talking to the city of Scranton and everyone else around the county, getting them their equipment as quickly as he possibly could, and that started very, very early on. I have to admit that our directors, and I'll talk about that in a little bit, but our directors stepped up the second this started coming towards the East Coast. So thank you, David, for everything. And we do talk a lot during the course of the day, and not all of it is bad news. He delivers good news every once in a while, and it's great. Thank you, David.
Yes, thank you.
Dave has been doing a great job. I just wanted to say that as well.
Yep.
Thank you, Commissioner.
And
lot of
Thanks, Dave.
on that note, we'll have Chief Jeffers explain to the people, the public, what Lackawanna County has been doing for the last month and a half. We were proactive. We were on top of it from the beginning. The entire staff has done a great job, and Chief Jeffers is going to explain that a little further to the people so they can be a little bit more comfortable in what's going on here.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. It really has been a massive team effort throughout the county. And everyone should know that that's watching today or listening in today. This started very early on inside this building with it was right before the President's Day weekend, February 13th or 14th. Our HR director came to me and started talking to me about preparing policies and protocols for our employees in case a pandemic came to Lackawanna County. It wasn't, if you look back at the statistics at that point in time, it wasn't even around our area. He began working on that with his staff. Less than a month later, our director of buildings and grounds was taking care of the buildings 2-3 times a day, cleaning them with his staff. He started ordering hand sanitizers and cleaning supplies by the pallets. Around the same time, our IT department, the employees start outfitting the courthouse and the prison with laptops for virtual hearings for those who, instead of transporting prisoners back and forth to exposing them or anyone else outside the courthouse to any of this pandemic. On March 12th, they ordered 50 laptops. On March 18th, they ordered another 40 laptops. These new laptops, with the ones that we had prior to the pandemic, allowed our essential employees to start working from home. The commissioners declared a state of emergency on March 16th. Lackawanna County didn't even have a case of COVID-19 in the county at that point, but the 3 commissioners took it upon themselves to think that this is going to be coming at us at a very fast rate. Their declaration encompasses all the municipalities in Lackawanna County, and therefore it helps all of our municipalities starting on March 16th. And I strongly suggested all the municipalities to start, saving their bills and their costs and any finances that they've been dealing with since March 16th, in case FEMA and PEMA and the federal governments start trickling money down for reimbursement purposes. That would flow from the national, federal level down to the state level, down to the county level, and then the county would then disperse those funds if in fact we ever get them. But the emergency declaration that was written and gone over through our general counsel, Frederickson, and our solicitor, Ruggiero, helps not only the county itself, the government, but all of our municipalities and cities. We'll be reaching out to those municipalities in the near future to talk about this endeavor, and we'll go forward with that with Brenda and a couple other directors. The county, at the end of business on March 20th, closed this building to the public and the rest of the buildings. The county still remains fully open and operational through rotating skeleton crews. I'm here every day. There's someone from each department here every day. We rotate the commissioners out every other day. So that all 3 are in the same place at the same time. But the county is still online in our phone calls. So we're still talking to people. This includes all the row offices. The courts are open for emergency situations. Any defendants that are being brought in from the street and not the prison are required, they're given masks and gloves when they enter the building, and they're placed into a separate area with the computer so they can talk with the judge, the magistrate, the defense attorney, or the district attorney all at the same time. So nobody is in the same room at the same time in the courthouse. To address Tracy's question from the gentleman, last night the Pennsylvania House of Representatives unanimously passed Senate Bill 0814, and if it's signed into law by Governor Wolf, what the law is calling for is for municipalities, counties, cities, and townships and the boroughs, and therefore to have the opportunity to have property taxes be giving a discount up to August 31st, 2020, and no penalties will be incurred on property taxes for the year of 2020. The commissioners will sit down with the attorneys and myself and Tom Durkin will discuss this. If they want to go forward with it, they will have to pass a resolution. We don't know about the paperwork yet. It was just passed late last night. I do have a copy of it. what it outlines, but we haven't received anything in a formal manner with the bill because it hasn't been placed onto the Governor Wolf's desk yet. And finally, I just want to say to everyone that the commissioners and myself and David Hahn and a lot of members of our staff have a weekly conference call, which is hosted by Senator Blake. Senator Blake and the representatives Mullins and Kozarowski, Flynn and Carroll are all on this conference call. It's 3 o'clock every Friday, even on Good Friday. We still had the conference call, and it was held. And on the conference call is all the heads of the medical establishment in our area: the Geisinger, Commonwealth, Allied, Wright Center, and so on. We get updates weekly on what the pandemic is looking like inside the hospitals. We are in constant contact with them, especially David Hahn. And I'm in constant contact with Senator Blake's office with his chief of staff, Larry West, and we go through things every week. It seems as though every time we solve some type of a problem, another one is thrown right at us, and we deal with it. But the hospital management has been very generous in information with us. The problem with the pandemic is that what it is. They cannot tell which way it's going or not. And the only thing that they can say is that they are ready for it as of right now. You will see that they are opening up a field hospital in East Stroudsburg, and that the newspaper is alluding to the fact that there's going to be a testing area down in Luzerne County. We were approached early on about that. It's a good thing that we're not having that situation right now. And I'm hoping that everything goes well for Luzerne County and our surrounding counties also. I'm hoping we flatten this curve by social distancing and not gathering in parties of 10 and the whole 9 yards. It really is effective. And over the next week and a half, this week, and next week will show us where we're at for the prediction of any peaks that were supposed to come in May. I highly suggest that we keep our social distancing, and I look forward to having the conference call with the commissioners and Senator Blake and the medical establishment every Friday. It's something, on Fridays everybody wants to bug out and go home and enjoy the weekend. It's not the case for us. The weekend doesn't really come for us. We have to deal with the problems that arise all day, 24 hours a day. And normally I would not be looking forward to a conference call, but I do, and it's very helpful to us. So that's all I have to say on that. The commissioners will address the question for the tax gentleman with the tax question. We'll write him back, and I appreciate the time, commissioners. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian.
Thanks, Brian. Well, at this point, commissioners, other business. I think Commissioner Dominic has a blood drive proceedings relatively soon. Do you want to share that with everyone?
Yes, there is a blood drive on this Thursday from noon to 5 at the Assembly of God Church in Techville, and the response has been so good. We actually are at capacity that I will be having a second one at the end of May. So details on that will be provided once I nail down the date and the time.
Right. Okay. Anyone else? Commissioner Sharma?
Yes, I do have a few. First thing, I really want to thank our Chief of Staff, Brian Jeffers, for the tremendous amount of work that he's put into this. He's done a phenomenal job keeping our buildings clean and safe. The maintenance guys, they're around, they disinfect, they're wiping everything down. They're doing a great job. They're working very hard. Dave Hahn, can't say enough. He's done a phenomenal job dealing with PEMA and getting the supplies that the EMS people need, the training, getting extra people trained at the 911 center just in case something happened. It's been good. So, everybody stepped up and they've done a great job. This pandemic is not over. The social distancing works. We want people to stay home, stay safe, and continue to follow all the guidelines that we are being told. Also, we've been dealing with Representative Kyle Mullins. He's got a program. It's called Helping the Homebound. Along with our director of the Area of Agency on Aging, Jason Kavulich, his team, they're doing a great job with this. This is Gary Duncan. Phil Yevitz. They're on the advisory board. We have Sheriff Mark McAndrew involved. And what it is anybody that needs assistance, whether they need a welfare check, they're going to have a thing on our website where they'll be able to put a green or yellow paper in the window. Green meaning everything is good, yellow meaning they need assistance. They can call our phone number here at the Area of Aging at 570-963-6740. We have volunteers to come out and check. If we need to use our sheriffs, they are willing to go out and do whatever we need. Also, if you want to volunteer, you can send an email to volunteer@uwlc.net if anybody'd like to volunteer on that. But that's all, with the assistance of Kyle Mullins, the United Way of Lackawanna County, Wayne County's involved, and our team here at the Aging Department. So if anybody wants to help, or if anybody knows if somebody needs assistance, please let us know. And we'll move forward with that. So, and it'll be on our website too as well. So, but thank you everybody. This has been a crazy time, but we're getting through it. So thank you. You're on mute, Jerry.
I'm on mute. Okay.
There you go.
You're unmuted. Our website is updated constantly. Our team does a great job. We had a meeting yesterday with Jason from Area 810 Aging. They're doing phenomenal work, actually. And everyone's been doing a good job. And I appreciate the people praising Brian Jeffers, Chief Jeffers. But the reality of it is that behind every great man, there's a great woman. And this video conference call could not have happened without the help of Tracy Hart.
Yeah,
she has done a phenomenal job in setting this up for us. She is Chief Jeffers' right-hand person, and this worked out very, very well. I'm pleasantly surprised it worked out as well as it has. I want to thank everyone, and at that point, I would accept a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you all.
Thank you, guys.
Everybody, thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right, thank you.